Yesterday, President Xi of China and I had the first formal meeting between the leaders of our two countries in nearly 8 years. We have to talk to each other if we want to make progress and address issues. We agreed this meeting marked a turning point in our bilateral relationship. We have now unlocked a path forward to address current issues and to build the enormous opportunities between our two countries, including in agriculture, energy, clean technologies, tourism, and cultural exchanges. I have accepted President Xi's invitation to visit China in the new year. And the President and I directed our ministers and officials to work together to find solutions to current challenges and to identify areas for cooperation and growth in advance of that meeting. In Gyeongju, I met with the President of Korea, President Lee, to announce a new security and defense cooperation partnership, the first of its kind for Canada in the Indo-Pacific. We're deepening cooperation with Korea on security, defense, and in emerging domains such as cyber, AI, and quantum. Korea is one of our closest allies. Ce partenariat stratégique global entre le Canada et la Corée renforcera une région Indo-Pacifique libre, ouverte et fondée sur des règles. Cet accord stimulera l'innovation en défense et créera de nouvelles possibilités pour les travailleurs canadiens et coréens. You know, since we signed our free trade agreement with Korea about a decade ago, trade between our two nations has doubled. But that's just the start. We can do a lot more. So next year, there will be a Team Canada trade mission to Korea to find new markets and new customers for Canadian businesses and their workers. Also here in Gyeongju, I met with the Prime Minister of Thailand, and he and I agreed that we will launch free trade negotiations between our nations with the intention of completing them over the next year. Thailand is Canada's second largest trading partner in Southeast Asia, and a new free trade agreement will create new opportunities for Canadian companies in agri-food, in infrastructure, in clean technology, and defense. Yesterday, President Xi of China and I had the first formal meeting between the leaders of our two countries in nearly 8 years. We have to talk to each other if we want to make progress and address issues. We agreed this meeting marked a turning point in our bilateral relationship. We have now unlocked a path forward to address current issues and to build the enormous opportunities between our two countries, including in agriculture, energy, clean technologies, tourism, and cultural exchanges. I have accepted President Xi's invitation to visit China in the new year. And the President and I directed our ministers and officials to work together to find solutions to current challenges and to identify areas for cooperation and growth in advance of that meeting. This morning, I met with the President of Chile, where we signed an updated Canada-Chile strategic partnership, deepening cooperation in critical minerals, clean energy, wildfire management, and digital technologies. Chile is the world's largest copper producer. It has the world's largest reserves of copper and lithium, and it wants to work with Canada's sophisticated mining and infrastructure investors to develop sustainably those resources and the supply chains. Le Canada et le Chili sont des partenaires dans le cadre d'un accord de libre-échange depuis 1997. Nous renforçons cette relation pour accroître le flux d'exportation canadienne et générer davantage d'affaires pour les entreprises canadiennes, en particulier dans les secteurs miniers et dans les produits pharmaceutiques et des machineries.
You described your meeting with President Xi as a turning point in relations with China. What changed to make that happen, and what needs to happen now to make sure that forward momentum continues and things don't reverse again?
I think we both described it as such. First point. I think at its core, it is about the way we treat each other, interact with each other. What we were saying earlier, this sort of pragmatic engagement. Where can we engage? Where are we not going to engage? Where do we agree? Where can we build where do we disagree, and we're not, and being clear about that. And there may be some bumps along the way when there's some ambiguity, but ironing those out as quickly as possible. And then there is, because there are a lot of areas where cooperation makes sense. Look, I'll give you an example. We are two countries that care about climate change and care about global solutions to climate change. Right there's an enormous area for cooperation. We are two countries, at least Canada traditionally has been a country who understands the international monetary and financial system and the changes in the international monetary and financial system, understand the importance of financial stability, the issues with transition and other aspects. This is an issue when you're the rising economic power. So there's another area of engagement there. So there's a host of places where there is an alignment of issue above and beyond the direct commercial ties.
Began. Where and when did you apologize to the president? How did he?
I saw him. We had dinner. We had dinner together. You saw it. There were a few of you were there, and we had a very good dinner. It was very cordial. And I spoke to him at the dinner privately, obviously. Privately, now it's public. There you go.
Thank you.
Well, my regret, I did say J's and 6. I certainly very happily take J's and 7, and I'm going to say something that is, I was 100% cheering for them. I will confess that I was looking at my phone during session 2 of APEC, and I knew that we were, we had 2 on with no outs in the bottom of the 9th. I don't know if you were watching. Were you watching it? Watching, but you're picking it, yeah. And so I was that was a bit of a blow. But in full disclosure, selfishly, the fact that I think I will be back in Canada in time to turn on the TV for Game 7, I'm grateful. I'm grateful for that. I'm sorry, guys. I'm grateful for that, and I feel very good. I feel very good about it. And I'll say one thing, which is something, since we're in the mode of conveying private conversation, since this is what I said, I can say it. What I said, one of the things I said to John Schneider, the manager, when I had the chance to go to the media day before the series started, is kind of the lesson of the way that the Jays play for the country, right? They take risk. You take risk, it doesn't always work out. Sometimes, you put someone on the mound or you put some, you pinch hit or pinch run for somebody, it doesn't work out, but they take risk. They're aggressive. And they're a team. I mean, they're clearly a team. And that's what, so you don't need all the payroll. You don't need to be the big American team to win the World Series. So I feel very good because if you're a risk taker, you play as a team. That gets you the World Series. And our Canada is taking risks, and we are a team. We are Canada strong. There you go. You asked for that last bit. Thank you very much.